but even now you feel bad about it, very bad about it. It was a cry of death. The way he says, oh no, towards the end, realizing full well that they are now going down. Just as there have been incidents of pilots being able to save the aircraft, avert the incident, and save the passengers. This incident which you related, and this is there in the book also, these are not small incidents. In hindsight, it may just seem prose, but when you're actually sitting in the cockpit, ma'am, you will know better. You hardly get between 5 to 7 seconds to actually react. And in those 5 to 7 seconds, you have to take a call.
You have to perform under most stressful situations.
And yes, there are unruly passengers, there are unruly all kinds, but at that point of time, all you think is maybe only a pilot would know that in those 5, 7, 8, 10 seconds, what he or she would be thinking. And I must inform this honorable audience that by the time we people had taken over airline, women pilot was as much a norm, as competent, as operationally than anybody else. Whenever required, as unruly also. So, as a part of the ICPAs and all that, which also there's no, no, I have dealt with all ICPAs, Captain Ballas, to everybody I have dealt with in my life, so it's okay. And many of them are, by the way, they're still in touch with me. And even now, if something untoward happens, instinctively they talk to me. I get a good morning, sir, every day from Captain Nahar Singh, ICP. So on and so forth. There are several examples. We have been attending each other's marriages when invited, maybe once or twice, even when not invited. So that's okay. What I want to say today is a specific thing. You see, Indian Airlines was torn to shreds, not by the staff, not by the pilots, not by the engineers, but with all due regards by the system. Before 6 months before prior to my own retirement, I wrote a letter which was almost 20 pages. That time this field acquisition and all these things, bilaterals are going on. Bilaterals we kept on saying, sending us to Kabul, if you are sending us to all these SAARC countries, why don't you have a route dispersal guidelines for international flights for all airlines? It was not paid any attention to. Why should there be route dispersal guidelines only for domestic passengers? Even there we were always exceeding. I still remember we were doing 70% as against required 60%, so on and so forth. So finally, when I found that I was not getting any traction in that sense, I wrote a communication to the then highest civil servant, the then cabinet secretary, with a request that this communication should be shared only with the Honorable PM, because they are very sensitive matters. He called me to his office. You understand, I could see from his body language, maybe heftier than me, even at his age, and a nice window in the cabinet secretary's office, must have seen many of you, that he should pick me up and throw me out. That maybe it was slightly difficult because I may not have been as hefty as he was, but not that light also. Then a debate started on route dispersal guidelines. I sent a second letter, purely on bilaterals. Because you see, as all of you from the professionals here would know, that the routes are given, bilaterals are given, they are negotiated between a sovereign country to sovereign country, and not by the airlines, by the way. It's all over the world. All right, Singapore has given us 10,000 seats. We have given them 10,000 seats. But here the problem comes. How many airports, which in aviation terms we keep on referring them as ports of call, will Singapore give us? Only one, Singapore. Malaysia, basically one, Kuala Lumpur. Langkawi is hardly a airport in that sense. Thailand, Bangkok, maximum Phuket. We had a very clear policy that irrespective of the governments, we would not open our country beyond metros. To start with, it was 4 metros: Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta, and Chennai. Kolkata now, sorry, Chennai. And then it became Hyderabad and Bangalore. And then the floodgates started opening in the name of tourism. In fact, one of the ambassadors, Indians, ambassador in one of our Gulf countries, he says, much senior to me, also the brother of our BCS of those days, Ivalli, who unfortunately passed away early. He said, Sunil, why they are giving so many routes? Even if you go to USA, any of us, most of you must be have gone to USA once, twice, maybe more than once, twice. You have to take their own domestic airlines beyond their what you call bigger cities. And by the way, it is not at all a pleasant experience in US especially. My own daughter was living there for a couple of years. She's back to Hyderabad now. She come back to India. That those smaller aircraft of theirs and those very imposing honorable ladies who serve you in the aircraft and with whom you even dread talking, asking for a glass of water, they are there. But not the major airlines. Or the equipment given to the other airlines is much smaller compared to what you get in the metros from here. And we are opening 20, 23, 18, 19, this many number of destinations. And if you analyze, I request if you could include a part of that in your next book, I'll help you also, whatever little I know. And on this issue I know quite a bit. So you will see that the number of tourisms, there has not been any significant rise. We are still hovering on the figure of 3 to 4 million. That's all. And maybe when 9 to 10 million come in a particular year, we keep dancing couple of days and celebrating it. How many tourists does only Paris get? 30 million. London gets 25 million. And you have multiple examples on that side. So we wrote on bilaterals. I think that chapter in my forthcoming book, which I have already agreed with Rupa Publications, Kapish Mehra, would have a chapter on bilaterals. And how Indian Airlines was systematically decimated. In between, I was MD of Air India also for about 7 to 8 months. Air India was also, they were decimated. With all due regards, one political person mainly and 4 or 5 bureaucrats. One of them is mercifully no more and to inflict further damage, but otherwise 4 or 5 bureaucrats that call it a cabal, call it a cartel, they all kind of somehow got together, or at least their actions had a synergy that virtually finished our airlines. You got Government has done a wonderful thing giving to Tatas, to whom it originally belonged. That's a different thing. We have ourselves in the Indian Airlines. I have dealt with Tata, with SIA many times on the issue of ground handling and on the issue of in-flight. That is a different issue. But why the two airlines which were doing so well and which had such solid strength in every sense, why didn't they have to be decimated first and then reconstructed? So my whatever, I think on 2nd April, when I had finished 2 years of demission of my office, I kind of signed a MOU, and I will have three parts in that. One is my journey in Rajasthan, 9 years with two chief ministers, and other issues, sundry issues of districts. And one would be, major would be Indian Airlines. And last but not the least would be elections of 2019 to Lok Sabha, in which I found that there are far too many, if not far too many, many fifth columnists trying to work from behind. Unfortunately, most of them were kind of intellectuals or bureaucrats, a combination of all of them. But anyway, I'd not like to rouse your curiosity so soon. And have to, the time they have given me is till next March. And the lady who is looking after the work there, Yamini, after Kapish Mehra, she's a very, very persuasive and very forceful lady. So, not the kind I've usually dealt with in my life. So, I'll not take more of your time. You have been patient enough. I would rather only make one small recommendation to the current management of Air India, since you are a representative in a manner of speaking, that this book should be made a part of the compulsory curriculum of Central Training Establishment. Earlier it used to be in Hyderabad. Now I am told everything is in Delhi. So it should be whatever. It should be made a kind of, it should be compulsorily prescribed so that the youngsters who still have doubts or who still do not have an idea of what it is all about, they probably learn a lot from it. At least as far as I'm concerned, I have gone through it once. I'll go through it once or twice more as I normally do. But I think it is one of the most encouraging, well written, well thought out, well researched books I have come across. And Radhaji introduced me. Actually, I know Radhaji only when in the election commission we did our AWeb celebrations. Ours is Fulki Communication, and she is a terrific organizer. And the moment she called, and we have seen that time AWeb conference was held in Bangalore. India was to be elected president by rotation. It was India. In other words, that time I was the CC, so I, and as usual, that year is still not gone. In between, COVID came, so but that Bangalore function which she organized with people from so many countries, all our life one sees various levels of organizers. But she and her team, he met me just now, Ashish, when I said, so Bangalore? He said, no sir, I don't live in Bangalore. I said, I'm not saying that. He said, we all met there. So I met Bangalore team there today also. And one more. Sorry? Okay. Wise of her. So Thank you very much. I am grateful, and I am grateful to you, Anuradha ji. I spoke to her, I spoke to Sadamani ji. Today in the book, when I read this chapter of the daughters, both the daughters of Captain Devi Sharan, who are pilots, I spoke to him also. Why I am very happy, and I realized that the marriage of one of them, me and my wife had attended. He said, "Oh, I would have come, but I am going to Sydney. I'm on a flight." So keep flying, and if now you can't, don't do flying yourself. Keep teaching, keep inspiring. Right.
Thank you so much, sir. Most wonderful and inspiring conversation.
आपने देगी? You only. So both of you.
Yeah.
Can come here. We have spent quite a bit of time on my spiel, but if any of you wants that I should respond to any query, I have no issues.
Like us,
That you cannot,
contribution in this life.
you don't have to kind of imagine a query.
No, that's again a word of compliment. I think you headed IICA also at one time. IICA in the Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs.
That's it, SGC.
So
That was 7 to 8 months in
yeah,
between.
a short period. So I have a friend there who's all praise for you. So therefore, taking you away from the airlines, I just thought.
Means Roy.
Sorry?
Is it means Roy?
No, sir. She's a
finance
lady,
guy.
Gayatri Subramanian.
Oh, yes. She used to handle our CSR.
Yes. Yes.
She got.
She's a big name in
I know.
CSR, maybe a very close friend.
I know. Very competent person.
So, absolutely. We do a lot of training programs also together. So we are frequently.
Regarding airports in India, does an airport necessarily have to have shops and restaurants, or could it be just a bus stand, like a bus stand where an aircraft comes, passengers get on, get security check, get on the aircraft, or does it have to be over 300 acres of land and?
No, I'm trying to. There have to be side element of diplomacy in this, but I'll tell you what I can or should.
I'm involved in a couple of these surveys.
Basically, there are two kinds of revenues: aeronautical revenues and non-aeronautical revenues. That is the earning of an airport.